Hello and welcome to the second episode of Audible Anomaly News. As always, I am Broseph.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Davey.
And starting this week off, we are going to this week's emu, as always. I know last week we mentioned that you guys should check this week's emu for last week's emu. No. We got that wrong. You should check last week's emu in order to get this week's emu. Okay? If that's okay, we can...
Take some time. Go ahead and go and do it.
All right. We'll wait patiently here. Just that pause button.
Video.
All right. Now that you're back, we'll actually do the emu. We'll start off. We'll start off with two missed things in motorsport. Conveniently enough, first one is a Monster Energy X-Raid team teaser thingy mabobby. If you don't know what that is. This one in particular is a really badass souped-up mini that was made for the Dakar Rally. The Dakar Rally is supposed to be one of the most challenging rallies in all of the rally land, I guess we'll call it. But so it's drifting around in Morocco, and the video is quite epic and masterfully done, as usual from Monster and Red Bull. Not that these are both of those parties conjoining, but you know what I mean. It's just Monster, but yeah, high production value. Anyway, moving on. The other one was a very interesting crash that happened in the Australian Formula Ford series. I believe this happened on the weekend of December 8th. I want to say. Anywho, I really don't know how to explain this, but you really just got to go watch it.
Oh, that's this one.
Yes, that was that.
Okay.
That very interesting.
This is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It is a quite spectacular overtaking maneuver that was done by that person, though he kind of fucked himself up and lost, I want to say, at least 3 parts of his suspension. But yeah, it was quite spectacular. But yes, we'll have that link down below. You guys have to check it out. Definitely an interesting thing that happened. But yeah.
Yes. Now moving on to other forms of motion, we missed this silly video of Adam Savage playing with a Robotix T8. So it's this little robot, and first of all, there was an amazing box he made for it. Absolutely beautiful. You should just check out the video for the box. It's that good looking.
Yeah.
And then keep watching it for the robot. It's a spider from Hong Kong. Robot. And it has motion in so many ways I cannot even describe. You can go forwards and backwards. You can turn. You can strafe. You can look up. You can look down. You can raise it up and down. You can tilt to the sides. It's amazing. Yeah. 4 analog sticks.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they each control one facet.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
And incredibly creepy.
Yes, it
It'll
is.
give you shivers and nightmares for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
The shivers and the nightmares, not just the nightmares. The shivers too.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, it had 3 servo motors in each of the legs, as well as 2 in the tail, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
It's not called the tail on the spider, but yeah.
The tail end,
Yeah.
I think is what he said.
Abdomen. I think it's called.
I think abdomen is... Is it abdomen in the back and the thorax in the middle, or the thorax in the middle?
I thought thorax was middle.
Thorax is middle?
I think.
All right.
Biology.
I have no idea. We're not
If there's
biologists.
anyone out there who knows, you can go ahead and comment down below.
Please let us know.
Please.
Because
Please
we
do.
will totally change our video just for you.
Check out next week's emu.
Yes. Our first piece of errata. Second? We'll have that on next week's errata. Moving on. So, the USB committee has decided that people are tired of trying to plug in a thumb drive and then flipping it over and failing again, so they flip it back second time and plug it in. No more of that. They have reversible USB Type-C. This is to be implemented on USB 3.1, coming out hopefully Q1 2014, but they said worst case, mid-2014. It's going to be using the same technology as USB 2.0 and 3. They said 3.1. I don't know. So we'll see exactly how it works out. It may or may not be backwards compatible. Don't know. They haven't really given much information, but we'll send you their full press release.
It's pressy. Moving on to the news. First off, the Fallout game is actually confirmed. After, I think, last week's story, we talked about the whole scandal with the fake website Survivor 2099. 22.99? 22.99. It looks like there's actually leaked confirmation of the game through a casting call. It looks like it will be set in Boston. People looked into it, and it looks like it will be the next game. It even had the whole war never changes right in that casting call. So I guess we can start looking forward to Fallout 4. Hopefully Fallout 4. But of course, things can change. This is just leaked information, so we don't know for sure. Grain of salt.
Yeah, generally. Anywho, moving on to Saints Row 4 DLC that was released on December 11th at a very decent price, and it's looking to be common price for them now, $7. The DLC How the Saints Saved Christmas came out, and the Saints, they saved Christmas. Not really much I can say about that, apart from Evil Santa makes a reappearance. I say reappearance because, you guys ever watch Futurama? Yeah, kind of an evil Santa in that.
Yeah.
But just a little bit of evil, but yeah. Again, not really much to add there. So we'll move on to a game that I don't want to say pre-ordered since it was technically gifted to me as a pre-order, but it was Recoil. If you guys don't know what Recoil is, it's supposed to be a groundbreaking FPS. It's being developed in collaboration with this one guy who said he did a lot of maps for Battlefield 2 back when mod tools were a thing. And he said DICE actually contacted him and asked to actually publish some of his maps on the DLC for it. So at least map making will be decent, as well as mod tools will be available to you. But that was supposed to come out, I believe, this past week. But they officially delayed it until, as of now, January 28th, 2014. So, interestingly enough, though, Steam shows February 2014, but the press release, or at least their official announcement, said January 28th. So, we'll see. We'll have more if it becomes available. And yeah, also, bless you. Also, the open beta that was in place officially ends December 15th. So, when you see this, yesterday. So yeah, fun stuff. And yeah, that's actually all I really got. So.
All right. Well, looks like Dead Rising 3 will be getting a demo for the Xbox One. I don't think there was a lot of demos for a lot of the, launch titles for the Xbox One or the PS4. But it's nice to see that Dead Rising 3 will be getting a demo. So people who are a little iffy about the game may not have, experienced the Dead Rising franchise will have the ability to kind of play it out. I think you get 20 minutes to kind of play in that world, but you only get to do it twice. So make sure it counts. Well, it's all 40 minutes. It's quite a bit of gameplay. Of course, they want you to buy the game, so you won't get too much of the story. But 20 minutes is quite a bit. So hopefully you have time to kind of play in the world and get what you like. A little more Dead Rising 3 news. Looks like the DLC Operation Eagle was announced for December 24th. So you can look for that, the Xbox One users. You'll be getting a campaign story. You'll be getting 6 new weapons, a new vehicle, a new outfit. And it's all going to come out for about $10. So If you beat the game, you're looking for more, there you go. Just drop another $10 and you get DLC on the 24th. Another game, Fable Anniversary, will be releasing on February 4th in 2014 for the 360. So if you haven't sold it yet, hold on to it. Because if you're a Fable fan, you'll be getting another game. I feel like Xbox and PS and PlayStation have kind of held on, or at least still releasing titles for their older consoles. So if you still have it, hold on to it for a little bit, because I think they might be releasing games for it every once in a while now. Because you're seeing the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 come out for the PS3 later this or 2014. You're getting Fable Anniversary. Maybe hold off selling it for the new console. Hold on for a little while.
Yeah. Could be like the PS2 where they still made game for it 7 years later.
Very, very true. Also, just wanted to add Titanfall to that list of coming to 360 as well.
It's true.
But, yeah. Fun stuff. Moving on, apparently Marvel vs. Capcom. This is 2 games, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that's a mouthful, will be no longer available on PSN or Xbox Live arcade stores. Now, they haven't specified a date for the full games. However, the last day you can purchase DLC for it, for PSN users in North America, it's looking like December 17th, December 19th in Europe, and Xbox consumers will the DLC will disappear globally on December 26th. So, can get it for, on time for Christmas, but pretty much after that, don't expect to see it arrive or stay around for much longer, because, like I said, I don't know when the actual full game's going to be taken off, but for now, at least the DLC is going bye-bye, and eventually the games will. So we'll have more to you as it becomes available.
Alright, speaking of other things you can get by Christmas, SteamOS beta is out now, so you can download that for free, build your own Steambox. They have a list of compatible hardware. It's pretty much Intel or AMD 64-bit CPUs and an NVIDIA graphics card. And a motherboard that supports UEFI, USB bootloading to actually install the operating system on there. Other than that, nothing really listed. They didn't have a minimum requirement on the CPU or GPU that I saw. So I think we're going to be building one with some spare parts.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Other than that, people have been getting their Steam machines. So 300 of those went out. And they're actually numbered in a strange way. So there are 300 ventilation holes on the top of the machine. And one of those holes is countersunk for the unit number you got. And one of the recipients is trying to compile a list of all the recipients and which number they are. So if you have one, let him know. We'll give you a link to him. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Also, there was a pretty nice redesign for Windows 8. Not really a true redesign, just some mock-ups, but lots of theory and reasoning behind it as well, made by just a random 20-year-old self-taught user experience designer, I think they called him. And it looks really functional. So one of the main features he did was he took the kind of tiles, the live tiles, and put them into the desktop mode. And so you can either clip them to the desktop, I think, or they're available in the start menu as well. Bunch of neat stuff. Check it out. Hopefully some of these things will be implemented by Microsoft over time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Alright, so on to the other side of the world. It looks like China has a rover on the moon. I believe we have video and the links, so you can check that out. I guess that's cool. We've got one on Mars, they've got one on the moon. Russia will take Saturn. It'll be set.
Yeah, pretty much. I wonder who's going to take Jupiter next.
The real question is who's taking Uranus?
Speaking of Uranus, in sexual news, I guess, in corroboration with the guys from Cards Against Humanity, they're releasing an unusual card game, conveniently enough, and smaller viewers, and I don't mean stature, I mean age, might want to shield your ears.
And your eyes.
Well,
Because you can read lips, maybe. I don't know.
I'll just hide behind the mic then, and I don't have to worry about it. So, but it's called a clusterfuck. So this is an interesting game where I don't even know how to explain it. So I'm just going to read what it says on their website. It says, "Welcome to the sex party. Your goal tonight is to score 3." Okay, maybe.
Sure. Their video did explain it very well.
Yes, it did, but just some points I want to highlight is if you get a threesome, you automatically win. However, you can fuck up said threesome by literally flipping off one of the teammates or something like that. But yeah, it's...
Watch the video. It sounds ridiculous.
I need to see this now, and now I need to purchase the game.
We're going to try to get a copy. Maybe. Actually... a little bit news on acquiring it that you remember?
There you have it. I'm on their website, and there is a PDF at the bottom to download Clusterfuck.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's gonna be like Cards Against Humanity. We can print it out, and play it. There are 3 sets of cards, including 1 chlamydia card.
Oh, nice.
They didn't explain how that came into play.
They did not, but I'm assuming there's detailed instructions, which we probably should have read. But honestly, I'll link you actually to the website because the website has the video. So. As well as all the information you need. So, yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Yes.
I love myself some Cards Against Humanity, too.
I love myself some threesomes. In the game.
Okay.
In the game.
Oh, of course. On to much, much nerdier news. Google now owns Boston Robotics. Yay. So if you remember them, they were... the creators of the first robot we showed here on the show, the running robot. So they're probably acquiring robotics companies for their...
Robot overtaking.
Sure. Because, everyone's known Google will take over the world for years now.
Oh,
now they're just starting to get there.
It's going to happen, folks. They already have my phone.
Maybe it already has happened. We haven't realized it yet.
Let's face it. We've got notes on Google Docs. We put our videos on YouTube, owned by Google. They have us.
But we're also on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
So
well,
they don't have us completely, but they're most of the way there.
The majority of us.
They have a majority shareholder. All right. So. Other robotic-ish news. Inhuman? Unhuman.
Inhumane?
I'll go with inhuman.
I think we're getting closer to human with this news.
Kind of, but it's still not human, Alright, so there's this new prosthetic hand, not robotic hand, that allows the wearer to feel things. You're actually feeling things. I don't know why these guys are so funny. Or think that was so funny.
It was the...
I've done that many times before.
We laughed almost every single time.
Really?
It was golden this time. It was very golden.
Okay.
Can we get a replay?
Rewind.
5 times?
Just go back.
5 times. I'll link it.
I'll just edit it in.
You can feel with this prosthetic. It's kind of crazy, man. I don't know how it works. Probably something with electronic signals and buttons and... I don't know.
I think he's feeling it.
It was good. Sorry.
Okay. So, yeah. I've got that news. Now, moving on.
Or not.
Okay.
I guess he's just not feeling it, you know? He might need that news prosthetic. No. Alright.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
But I can feel what I'm pushing. Okay. I'll just keep going. So, Spotify CEO announced for mobile use, you no longer need to have a paid subscription. There is the free added being supplemented.
You're on a roll tonight.
I know. I'm a little bit gone, okay? It's been a long weekend. You can listen to Spotify for free on mobile with ads.
I really don't know what was funny that time, but okay.
No,
I have no idea.
I just keep reminding myself. It's got me. Okay.
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Alright.
Alright.
I don't know the next story.
So, for all of you that fear the government watching, you need to stop playing WoW right now. Apparently, they actually have NSA agents within the game spying on people. For some reason, they think that terrorist groups are actually organizing in this game and using this game's lingo to plot terrorist attacks. Whether or not they're actually doing this, which should probably be a fun way to plot a terrorist attack. Kit rating. It's some people feel like it's going a little too far. Why pick WoW? Why not pick, other games? It's a weird place to kind of discover where the NSA is watching us. I don't know. It's just weird.
My real question isn't even why they're doing this, but how many tax dollars are going towards WoW subscriptions?
I told myself I'd never buy a WoW subscription, and it looks like I am now.
I know, right? All those people are like, never again. Well, too bad. You're doing it anyways.
There's your tax dollars at work.
I like to think, whose idea was it to join WoW? I feel like it was just some guy who didn't want to pay for a subscription anymore, and he just...
Totally. And just got out of control, and now he's just like, oh no, this is a legit thing.
Hey, I think we should check WoW for terrorists. I think we should all get accounts and check for terrorists.
I think we should all meet up at night and play together and look for terrorists.
I'll bring the Mountain Dew.
And Doritos?
And definitely the Doritos. Yes.
No, he was probably caught at work playing it. Like, why are you playing this game? Fired. He's like, no. This is real work, man. I swear.
I'm checking for terrorists.
I'm following this one guy. It's a player in Afghanistan. I think he's related to this attack.
His name is...
man. Good job.
His name is Da-Bomb. I mean, come on.
His name is Hot Mom 420.
I mean, correlations.
Okay. So...
That's the truth.
In news of other people with no lives... 4 people have reached level 100 in the PSN trophy leveling system. So that means you have 880,000 points. Roughly 30,000 trophies. As each bronze trophy is worth 15 points, silver 30, and gold 90 points to break the pattern.
Damn, I'm only level 9.
And then there are 3 people at level 99. That's it. Since mid-2008.
Wow.
7 people. 7 people. We're at 100.
Moving on to the other side of the console war. Looks like Xbox and Microsoft will be starting to release some exclusive original television shows to the Xbox One. In their effort to really push the whole entertainment system, they're giving users something to not only just play games but to watch these shows. So Hopefully they'll be good, because I think if they release some good shells, it could be an easy way to get some more customers. Those people right on the edge thinking, what's the point? Well, there's a slight reason. So,
Yeah, am I safe to assume that the Halo that was announced with Steven Spielberg would be aired on there?
it could be possible. Their Forward Unto Dawn, if you haven't seen it, was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would buy Xbox One alone just for that. I love that Forward Unto Dawn series.
Mm-hmm.
It was just incredible.
It should also be coming to 360,
Okay,
so you don't need to buy.
but I'd have to get a 360 still.
Yeah, but it's only like a fifth of the price, you know.
But then,
Oh no!
you're right.
Oh, it's stuff. All right, moving off of that. There's this augmented reality game called Ingress, and their first season is ending today for us. So if you're watching this, at least yesterday, so it just ended. It's a really weird game. I'm still not entirely sure how it works, but you have to be at a place with some sort of internet coverage, and you capture links, and I don't know. But this one user or player from Alaska woke up to find the entire western U.S. coast to be blocked off by the enemy team. And so these people, the team they were on, had to organize an attack on this. And so there were two spots they could attack. One in some random bush town in Alaska we would have to use a small chartered plane to get to, or Southern California. So they chose Alaska. I don't know. Well, no, I do know why. I guess they decided you can't do Southern California. It's just not possible, man. So this person risked their life in crazy weather for a video game.
Not bad. Dedication, people.
And they almost failed. And got stranded there.
Oh, jeez.
For at least a day.
Wow.
Because, yeah.
Wow.
That's scary. But did they won? They won though, right?
I don't know what the exact end result. It was live streaming tonight, but I didn't tune in. Or of course, if you're a player, you could just watch it. But I didn't follow it. I was like, all right, this is too much for me. Man.
Emu.
we may have more on that later. But it's crazy. Yeah. Also, Shingeki no Kyojin cosplayers made this little... It's Attack on Titan, but the Japanese title. So, cosplayers made a short 10-minute-ish YouTube film. It's pretty weird. Really weird. You may or may not want to watch it.
I want to watch it.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. I want to watch it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's all I've got on
Okay.
Nice.
that. So, moving on. The Lotus Effect is no longer the wet dream of scientists. If you're not familiar with what the Lotus Effect is, it's how Lotus is extremely aquaphobic.
Yes, Lotus Leaf specifically.
Lotus leaf is extremely aquaphobic, so it dispels water extremely well. But scientists have recently discovered that the butterfly's wings are even better at it. So they're no longer going for the Lotus effect, it's not the butterfly wing effect. It's the butterfly
The
effect. was taken.
butterfly effect.
Yeah.
But the Lotus effect inspired things like the coating for insides of bottles. The ketchup bottle was the most famous one, where it'll get everything out. I think that was MIT that did that, or I don't know, some crazy college that I'll never go to.
The crazy colleges.
Okay. Speaking of crazy colleges.
Oh yes, MIT has been working on some tracking. I guess more kind of connect-ish things.
We talked about it the other day.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Shows how much I know.
He was there,
I probably was.
I think.
But what it is instead of using like motion capture like cameras like the Kinect,
It does both.
does it do both? No. Well, they're using radio frequencies, so they're actually able to catch you through walls, and they're actually using very, very low, low radio frequencies, smaller than your cell phone, smaller than your Wi-Fi, and they're able to capture your music. They should just shoot it at you and track your motion. So I think one of the more practical uses they said for this would be as if an elderly person were to fall down, they would be able to capture that and have immediate response. I think it was a 97% success rate with the falling and capturing it with that camera, which is cool because it'd be a great way to implement in some places.
Oh yeah.
Without having to have a direct camera, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. So, on to the boring part of the news. At least, not for me. Motorsport news. Yay, it's already that time. There's a ton. I don't have the hat on me. Damn. I forgot to. Anywho, we'll pretend this is my Jensen Button 2012 hat. So, I really don't care about this story that much. I just love the way Jalopnik put it. It reads, Robo driver miraculously produces human spawn. What they're referring to is, as the Robo driver, is Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time in a row defending world champion. So apparently he impregnated, he injected, I don't even know what the word is. He knocked up.
I think impregnated still works.
I guess impregnated still works. His high school sweetheart, if I'm not mistaken. But yes. Again, don't really care about the details, just the way those put was quite hilarious, I thought. Also, this dude has a seriously impressive trophy library.
I guess it's alright.
He says it's alright, you know. Yeah, there's a GIF, and yeah, it shows all his trophies.
I mean, he's not level 100.
Damn it, Kevin.
Funny thing is, he still has quite a bit of points, though. Just not PSN trophy
Wait.
points. But yes, we'll show you a GIF, just because I thought that was pretty impressive. Anyway, Formula One decided that, fuck what we've been doing. Let's make a bunch of changes. So there's a few regulation changes this year. Probably the biggest one is double points in the final race. Now, some drivers, like Vettel, said this is bullshittery. Others, like Sergio Perez, said he's absolutely fine with it. And the whole thing was to try and shake up the last race, because I remember personally 2010 was probably the most epic finale, I think, to a season in a while. Still not as great as Senna and Prost crashing in Suzuka back in when it was, I forget. I want to say 89. I could be completely wrong on that. But I might be wrong on that, but anyway. Yeah, so 2010, in order for Sebastian Vettel to be the world champion, he had to be higher than second. Fernando Alonso couldn't be higher than third. Weber had to be lower than fifth. It's just a whole ifs, ands, and not buts, but just a whole bunch of just a ton of things that had to go right for Vettel to win, and they just so happened to win. So it was impressive. But yeah, they're just trying to shake up the last race and possibly make it season changer. But I don't know. I'm for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not Sebastian Vettel or a Red Bull fan. Also, driver numbers are now permanent for at least the remainder of your Formula One career. So, world champion gets to choose. I don't necessarily want to say first, but he gets the option to reserve one. If he doesn't choose that, then he can choose whatever number. And pretty much everyone's going to submit almost their vote for their number and secondary and third. I'm assuming tertiary number, and then they'll pretty much go they'll adjust the numbers accordingly, and then they'll just see what happens. And yeah, don't really know how to explain it, but you can pick your own number. If someone else, if two people pick the same number, they'll go, I believe, by how they finished on the last season. So yeah, but apart from that, that's moving That's 2014 onwards. Also, starting 2015, there is a global cost cap. No real word on what level it's going to be at, just that they're going to work on something. I believe by the end of June of next year, they'll have something actually implemented. Also, they added a 5-second stop-go penalty, I believe it is. Or no, 5-second time penalty, sorry, for minor infringements. Again, not really specific on what they consider minor infringements, but we'll have that clarified later on as we get closer to 2014 season, which I believe starts in March. Should be in Australia, usually is now. But yes, another change that was made, and probably the last actual not really regulations change, but that side of things. There's a new pole position trophy up for grabs starting 2014. So this is an extra trophy, probably for Vettel, but an extra trophy for whoever secures the most amount of poles in a season. So if you're not familiar with what pole is, it's fastest time in qualifying, or at least in Q3. So, because qualifying's divided into thirds. Yeah. Anyway, and then we have two major driver changes this year, or at least this week. Sergio Perez officially moves to Force India, alongside Hulkenberg, which I absolutely love that lineup. I think that's quite a bit of talent there. Hulkenberg is definitely a lot more calculating and what have you. Sergio Perez can be fairly smooth on his controls, but he's a lot more aggressive. Or this can be a lot more aggressive, which is interesting. I really loved. I honestly love both drivers and would love to see their chemistry make Force India go higher, whatever that means. And then Adrian Sutil, who originally was at Force India, takes Hulkenberg's old seat at Sauber. So, really don't know what Paul di Resta is going to do, because he's kind of ousted. And, yeah, I don't know. So there's still a little bit of shuffling down toward the bottom end now of the spectrum in Formula One. But yeah, there's that stuff. I believe this is my last bit of Formula One news. The FIA officially mentioned that they are seeking a 12th team, and they're offering a $5,000 or £5,000, I'm not sure, initiation fee on top of other fees to actually enter. But it comes at a significantly lower cost than usual. I don't remember what the costs were. I looked at them last year since they changed last year. But yeah, I just remember that Red Bull had to pay twice as much as everyone else because they were Constructors Champion. So Constructors Champion, because they get more bonus cash, they get to pay more. So at least that's what I'm assuming the logic was. So yeah, also Robert Kubica, who used to be a Formula 1 driver, until he had a WRC crash, which was pretty darn brutal. If you haven't checked that out, I don't know if you should. Pretty much the small little guardrail on the side of this street, I don't remember where, pretty much split the cockpit almost. And he broke his leg, wrist, and he did some serious damage. But he now has a full-time WRC seat for World Rally Championship, if you're not aware, for 2014. So it's nice to see him finally moving up. He said he still has quite a ways to move because he ultimately does want to get back into single seaters in F1, but he says he's nowhere near. He said he can maybe do it for once, like a one time off, but he still is nowhere near ready to do it for an entire season, just because there are a ton of G-force and yeah, so a bunch of different other forces and strain over a race weekend. So yeah, definitely he's on the right track to getting back. Hopefully we'll see him soon. 2015, 16 maybe? Who knows? Anywho, Audi teases with car porn, as we call it. They had a teaser for their next R18 e-tron Quattro, which is their Le Mans or endurance racing prototype car thingy mabobby. So, they just released pictures and a press release mentioning changes and what have you. So you can check that out at the link I posted. Speaking of Le Mans and endurance racing, Mark Webber, who we don't know, left Formula One this year. He got released early from his Red Bull contract so he can test with Porsche, which is where he's going next. And he finally got to actually test the Le Mans, the Porsche LMP1, which I'm assuming stands for Le Mans Prototype 1. Which I found out that the LMP1 uses a 4-cylinder engine with direct injection and 2 energy recovery systems. So, okay. Competition, specifically Audi's R18, uses a V6 turbo diesel with a single electric motor. So yes, turbo diesel that is also a hybrid. And Toyota uses their TS030 uses a naturally aspirated V8 with single electric motor. So interesting choice from Porsche to go with the 4-cylinder and still try and compete with the big boys. We'll see how that goes. But last bit of motorsport news here. Leonardo DiCaprio, you may remember him from the silver screen. I guess he's kind of ditching, at least for now, his efforts of trying to get an Oscar. And going into Formula E. Say what? Yeah, apparently he joined forces with a Monaco-based Venturi Grand Prix Formula E team. And they are the final team to join the inaugural Formula E championship starting next year, September 2014. I also found out that the LA race will be in downtown LA. So they'll be racing on the streets because they can, because they're zero emissions. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty fun. We definitely have to go to that when they're here. But yes, so pretty much believe it's 10 teams now that are going to make up the entire grid for Formula E. Fun stuff. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty much all I got. So unless you guys have anything to add, we can move on to something new.
I'll miss Leo.
Okay. I really don't. Didn't really care too much for his acting.
Some people do, some people don't.
Very mixed reviews.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
That's just me.
He had some good roles, and some good acting. But I thought he had a lot of bad roles too.
Well, yeah.
I feel like every actor has their good and bad roles.
Most certainly.
I mean, Nick Cage. I'll just leave that there.
Well, he's just been filmly promiscuous.
That's a good word for it. That's a good. I like that definition.
Not bad.
So games that are coming out in this coming week.
We are officially calling this
the weekly releases. I was just gonna. Yeah, I didn't want you to say it. So now you can say that, but with more emotion.
But I want less emotion.
The weekly releases.
You wanted less emotion?
Okay.
What do you want, like?
The weekly releases.
Yeah, some games coming out. You know.
Okay. So the last one to come out that we care about, kind of, is Cut the Rope 2, coming out on December 19th. So, get your scissors ready.
Gonna cut some rope.
Save the candy, man.
It's your finger, bro. Come on. No, not save the
Play with
candy.
scissors.
You're feeding the candy-loving monster thingy, mabubby thingy, I think.
You're saving the candy from suicide.
No.
They're
You pretty
already
much
hung,
murder
though.
the candy. You pretty much murder the candy. The candy's dead.
You just change the way they're killed. In other words, but they're dead.
See, I'm saving them from suicide. For murder, but from suicide.
I feel like it may already be dead.
Depends on how quickly you complete the levels.
I guess so. That's a good point.
This is very true, but also speaking of dead, The Walking Dead, Season 2, Episode 1, All That Remains, and this name that's really long, that it's not over yet because it's still part of the title. Seriously. I mean, you remember Season 1, right? Well, all that... No, I'm kidding. It ended All That Remains. It releases on December 17th. And, yeah, that name is freaking long. That's really all I got to say about it. But,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just looking forward to continuing Clementine's story. It's really all I got
Should
there.
be fun. Still haven't finished it yet. Still working. Original
I haven't
one.
started it yet.
Yeah, you still got to finish that. The ending is particularly...
Is it that good?
I mean, you can kind of see it coming, but it's still like, damn, that's emotional.
Like the episode once, fan. It was awesome. I liked it.
The ending. It almost...
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but it almost doesn't matter what you do throughout the thing. Put it that way.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, because you got to realize it's open ended, but I mean, come on,
Yeah, no,
there has to
I
be
get
a
it, I get it.
conclusion somehow. So
Well, we have 2 DLC releasing this week. We've got Freedom Cry DLC from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag,
Speaking of
releasing
frags.
on December 17th. We also have How Marcus Saved a Mercenary Day, Borderlands 2, also releasing on December 17th. Pew, 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 pew.
yeah, stuff
Look forward to that.
coming out.
Their, 107th DLC? No?
108th.
Borderlands 2? 109th, right.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That game is so much DLC.
Well, the majority of it is just skin packs. Because they're
No, well, I
individual
wasn't talking
skins.
about like those, but like actual content.
Content-related DLC is nowhere near that high. It's like 8 tops.
Well, still,
That's still quite a bit.
8.
Mhm.
That's quite a bit for a game. You see most games cap out at like 4.
You should play Magica.
Well, I do have Magica. Didn't we play together?
I don't know.
We did.
We did?
Folks, we did. And he doesn't even remember.
You're asking him to remember again, though.
Played that game with a lot of people.
You know what?
too.
That's it. That's a good point. That is a very valid
Memory,
point.
not his best trait. But yeah, unless you guys have anything to add, I should conclude it. Really.
That's it for me.
Yeah, obviously, if you guys want to see us cover any bit of news, y'all know where to hit us. We'll have the links up down below, as always. We got the Facebook, the Twitter, the Slap.
No,
What?
where to hit us?
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what he's talking about as I hit the mic earlier. Apologize for that.
Smooth.
Yes, we got the Twitter, comments section below, the Twitter as well, the Facebook, and email. So, again, want to cover any bit of news we can.
If you just want to talk.
Pretty much. That's really all. I'm just filling up this time
Yeah.
for anything. So, words
Yes, we can.
being said in a certain manner, and I'm just hogging up the space now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anywho, as always, I'm Broseph,
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Davey.
and we will see you next time.
Next time.
You could have batted him off the
Honest.
head.
Stop humping Johan.
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 I'll call it what I want.
Just the bat. Batter up.
Here we go.
4.